Great to see you, CA Hoops fans. Bobby Broyles, along with Rob Washburn, back with you for another edition of CA Hoops Weekly, presented by Under Armour. College of Charleston and UNCW remained unbeaten in league play, Rob, setting the stage for a big early season matchup.
Yeah, College of Charleston and UNCW continued to play well last week, with the Cougars rallying from second-half deficits to pull out close games against JMU and William & Mary, and the Seahawks picking up victories at home over the Tribe and Hofstra. Now, that's 7 in a row in 12 of 13 for Charleston, and 6 in a row in 14 of 15 for UNCW, which continue to get more votes in this week's National Top 25 polls. And while both of these teams stayed hot, the other squad to go 2-0 in CAA play last week was Towson, which returned home and posted a convincing win over Delaware on Thursday before snapping Northeastern's 8-game winning streak with a 74-67 victory on Saturday. And we told you last week it was just a matter of time before the Tigers got rolling offensively, and they shot better than 48% from the floor in the 2 wins. We're just a third of the way through the conference schedule, and it's going to be fun to see which teams are able to emerge as the season goes along.
Let's get to the first place showdown Thursday night at 7 o'clock on the American Sports Network as the College of Charleston welcomes UNCW to TD Arena.
As I said previously, it's still early in the conference race, but it's impossible not to get excited about 2 of the hottest teams in the nation squaring off for first place. Now, what makes this matchup so intriguing for me is the contrasting styles of the teams. UNCW averages over 87 points per game and shoots better than 49% from the floor. They've put up at least 73 points in their last 14 games and feature 3 of the league's top 6 scorers in C.J. Bryce, Chris Flemings, and Denzel Ingram, along with a post player in Devontae Kaycock, who leads the nation in field goal percentage. They press you defensively, and they want to play fast. Charleston allows less than 60 points per game, holds teams to 40% shooting, and has limited 16 of its 19 opponents to under 70 points. The Cougars don't light up the scoreboard offensively, but they have plenty of weapons led by guards Joe Chealy and Grant Riller, along with forward Jorel Brantley. Now, both of these teams are excellent at sticking to their game plans and forcing teams to play at their pace. What that pace is on Thursday night will likely determine the outcome.
Should be a great atmosphere there in Charleston on Thursday night. Also at 7 o'clock on Thursday night, Drexel is at Elon on CA.TV. 2 teams that picked up a win last week, Rob, and are looking to build some momentum.
Yep, I really like this matchup because it features 2 teams that you can see improving every time they go out. Now, Drexel's playing an entirely new style under first-year coach Zach Spiker with much more tempo, and they finally got in the win column in CAA play with a 76-60 victory over Delaware last Saturday. Forward Rodney Williams is having an excellent senior season, ranking among the top 6 in the league in scoring and rebounding, and guard Sammy Mahica nearly recorded a triple-double against the Blue Hens with 9 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists. The veteran players have bought into what the new coaching staff is teaching, and that should lead to more positive results. Elon starts a young lineup that includes 3 sophomores and 2 juniors, and they are building a team that can contend with the top teams in this conference. The sophomore group of Tyler Sebring, Steven Santa Ana, and Danon Swoop are all averaging double figures in scoring, and junior Brian Dawkins is one of the most improved players in the league, averaging 12 points and 5 rebounds per game. The Phoenix are making more than 10 three-pointers per game, and when shots are dropping, they're as dangerous as any team in the CAA.
On to Saturday with a double-header of televised action, beginning with Towson coming off a strong week, makes a short trip to Delaware at 2 o'clock on Comcast Sportsnet.
Yeah, Towson got off to a disappointing 0-4 start in CAA play, but they got back on track with the impressive wins over Delaware and Northeastern last week. The Tigers were much improved offensively thanks to strong performances from its seniors. William Adalamoto posted a double-double against the Blue Hens and followed with 24 points and 7 boards against the Huskies, while John Davis averaged 17 points in the 2 games while shooting 70% from the floor. When you combine an improved offense with an always tough defense, Towson becomes awfully hard to beat. Now, Delaware had a rough time on the road last week, but they're 5-3 at home this season. Blue Hens have been getting great play from freshman guard Ryan Daly, who's averaging nearly 18 points and 7 rebounds per game in CAA play, and point guard Anthony Mosley is averaging double digits in scoring while leading the team in assists and steals. The Blue Hens allowed Towson to shoot 52% and were out-rebounded 42-26 in last week's loss, and they're going to need to improve in both of those categories to turn the tables on Saturday.
And we wrap up this week's matchups with UNCW once again welcoming Drexel to Trask Coliseum at 4 o'clock on the American Sports Network.
Yeah, these teams met back on January 5th in Philadelphia, and UNCW recorded a 90-72 victory. Now, the Seahawks shot 60% from the floor and hit 6 of 9 threes in the first half, jumped out to a commanding 49-26 lead. The Dragons made some adjustments at the break and actually outscored the Seahawks by 5 over the final 20 minutes, so it'll be interesting to see if they can continue that momentum going into Saturday's game. Now, UNCW point guard Denzel Ingram hit 6 threes, scored 22 points, and had 5 assists and no turnovers in the first meeting, while Devontae Kaycock was dominant inside with 22 points and 14 boards. Now, Rodney Williams also had a double-double for Drexel with 17 points and 11 rebounds, but he's going to need some help if the Dragons are going to keep pace with UNCW's high-scoring attack.
Now here's a look at the rest of the upcoming action around CAA men's basketball.
March Madness is coming to Charleston.
When you talk about March, you know that you have to be prepared for it.
If you're fortunate enough to cut down the nets at a CAA championship, there's no other feeling like it.
The CAA tournament is coming to Charleston March 3rd through 6th. 10 teams, 1 goal. Survive and advance. For more information, visit CAAsports.com.
It's high stakes in the low country.
CAsports.com will have all the information you need regarding links to live stats, video, and audio coverage. Also, fans, you can watch all of the CA.TV action on Roku by downloading the CA.TV's Roku app that is available now.
You can also continue to follow the league on Facebook and Instagram by searching CA Sports. We're also on Twitter at CA Basketball using the hashtag CA Hoops.
Also, this past weekend began our CA Hoops on Campus tour. Mike Winley and Kelly McCarthy were at Towson and covered the Tigers Military Appreciation Day. You can check out all the sights and sounds from their trip now on CAsports.com and our social media platforms, and tune in this Thursday for the season debut of our In Focus feature on Towson. This week's CA on Campus will be at Delaware. Stay with CAsports.com and the league's social media access for all the action from Newark, and check back in next Thursday for another In Focus feature on the Blue Hens. That is it from us today. Enjoy the games this week.